Hello, my name is Barry Evans, but you know me as Sonic 1992, and I want to welcome you to yesterday's Sonic 1992's Museum and Game Room. Since this is my first video, I'd like to introduce myself and give you some background on how I became a gamer and how I come to love Sonic the Hedgehog so much. This won't take too long, but I want to share some stories and details with you before we dive into the Sonic collection. So, what does Sonic 1992 mean? Well, when I first signed on to the internet back in 1996, I needed to think of a screen name. So I thought something Sonic the Hedgehog would be pretty cool, so I tried Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and so on, but they were all rejected. So I thought, how about the year that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out? So I typed in Sonic 1992 and hit enter. Welcome to America Online, Sonic 1992, and history was made. From this point forward, I use Sonic 1992 for everything online, including my Xbox Live gamer tag. So, a little bit about myself. I'm 57 years old, and that means I'm Generation X. If you have seen Stranger Things, that was totally my childhood. In 1979, when I was just a kid, I was having a blast skating at our local skating rink, the Skate Machine. When I took a break, I noticed people all gathered up against a wall looking at something. I had to see what was going on, so I forced my way through, and there it was. Asteroids. I have never seen anything like this before. Someone was flying a spaceship dodging asteroids and fighting UFOs on TV. The sounds, the amazing display, I was instantly hooked. A short 2 years later, something being built was just completed. The grand opening of the San Jacinto Mall in Baytown, Texas. I have never seen anything like this ever. It was a magical, fantastic, futuristic wonder world with so many stores that I have never heard of, restaurants I have never seen before, a 6-screen movie theater, and most importantly, an arcade. Our parents dropped us off to see a movie, The Devil and Max Devlin, and while we were there waiting for the movie time to approach, we discovered Yesterday's. We couldn't comprehend what we saw. The sights, the sounds, they must have had 50 arcade games. We spent all of our movie ticket money in there, and we had to lie to our parents about seeing the movie. Whenever we went to the mall, my sister Trish and I would always run straight to Yesterday's. We both love video games so much. In 1983, Yesterday's got a new game. Tricia saw it first and told me it looked like a cartoon. I said, show me. We went to the arcade and there it was. Dragon's Lair. Words cannot explain how jaw-droppingly amazing this game was back then. We played until we ran out of money. It was 50 cents a play, so it took us a long time to figure it out. Not too much later, I finally slayed the dragon, and then I showed my sister how to slay the dragon as well. It's one of our fondest memories. Of course, I played all the video games in the arcade. I had a Pac-Man Fever record by Buckner and Garcia. I had several Pac-Man figurines. I had several handheld electronic games and an Atari 2600 and an Intellivision. I spent just about every Friday and Saturday night at the mall and Yesterday's all the way through high school. In the blink of an eye, school was over and graduation day arrived. After high school, I decided to join the U.S. Coast Guard. While I was stationed in Seattle, Washington, I searched for malls and arcades to visit. I couldn't believe it when I found a Dragon's Lair in this arcade in Portland, Oregon. Most Dragon's Lair machines disappeared after 1985 due to the fragility of the Laserdisc player, but this arcade had one. The arcade operator was amazed that I was able to slay the dragon with just one credit. I decided that life in the military wasn't the life path for me, so I returned home and started a new job at the San Jacinto Museum of History. So here's the story on that. A friend of mine asked me if I could install a cassette player and an antique radio for the museum director, and since I had experience in car stereo installation, it was very easy for me. The director was impressed and asked if I would like a job maintaining the new theater there to be constructed in 1990. Of course I said yes, and my new career started. In 1991, my best friend Manuel Gonzalez asked if I could help him move into his new apartment. And when I showed up, he had an extension cord in hand. And then I asked him, "What are you doing with that?" And he said, "I have something I want us to hook up." He showed me the box, a new video game system, the Sega Genesis. Manuel said, "Let's give this thing a try." We hooked it up and turned it on. And then we heard it. Sega! Then the title screen rolled. Sonic the Hedgehog. We were instantly hooked with the amazing graphics and stereo sound. We needed to finish unpacking, so we left the game on and just enjoyed the game's music playing. This was the moment I knew I was a true blue Sonic fan, because the next day I went out and bought my own Sega Genesis and copy of Sonic the Hedgehog. A little over a year later, specifically Tuesday, November the 24th of 1992, which is known as Sonic Tuesday, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released. I dove into this game and enjoyed it over the 1992 holiday season. When I got all the Chaos Emeralds, I was so happy. Then while playing the game, I could not believe that I changed into Super Sonic. I played the game over and over and over. This game cemented me in forever as a Sonic fan. So, this is how I started collecting. My friend Manuel stopped by and said, "Look what I found." I said, "What is that?" "Where did you get it?" I said, and he said, "It came from Eckerd Drugs." I went straight over there and got one and placed it on my Sega Genesis. At this time, merchandise started coming out. Posters, toys, and endorsed food products and such. I started decorating my room with Sonic, and the collection grew from there. Over the years, as more Sonic games come out, the collection grew and filled 2 rooms in my mom's house. I was bursting at the seams and had to start storing the items away until I had more space. And that will be the next story I will share with you. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed sharing it with you. If you haven't, please like, follow, and share. Thank you so much. I definitely look forward to sharing more stories with you, so please stay tuned. Until next time, this is Sonic 1992. Thank you for watching.